Why did that one kid get expelled? Running through the cafeteria at lunch naked with a backpack on that he set on fire. Legendary. Kindergartner. Long list of threatening behaviors. Foster kid with every kind of past abuse. Told me he was going to shit himself and then come me. I refrained from pointing out his lapse in logistics. For lifting up his shorts and exposing his balls through the leg hole to the principal, while said principal was escorting potential investors for the school. Okay, that's so funny, but understandable why he was expelled. He kicked my friend in the ass so hard it broke his tailbone. He literally broke my friend's ass. Happened in kindergarten. There was a kid named Dexter who had severe anger issues. Every day, a small group of kids would get certain jobs to do around the classroom, such as line leader, table cleaner, etc. Dexter got the table cleaner position, and he was absolutely livid since he wanted to be line leader. What started off as a screaming fit escalated into him throwing scissors around the class, biting the teacher's hand, shattering a window with his flying scissors, breaking the tank that housed the class gerbils, and just trashing the entire classroom. The rest of the students had to evacuate the class while the teacher and principal attempted to restrain him. Security had to get involved. Never saw him again after that day. He stabbed another kid with a letter opener he made in shop class. We didn't make letter openers in shop class after that. Tackled and restrained by coaches after he grabbed a bat from the storage room with the intention of beating his pregnant math teacher with it. Holy shit, this post is filled with insane kids. Well duh, they're expelled. Put a picture of his in the yearbook that led to an investigation that ultimately landed him and 3 buddies in jail. Playing kickball in gym class, kid kicked his shoe off and his bag of weed came flying out right to the teacher's feet. I was in the theater department back in high school. One day at the beginning of our acting class, the teacher came in and told us all to sit down. This one kid sat in the middle of the front row, and as he took his seat, his glass weed pipe fell out of his pocket and clattered to the floor. Everyone is silent for a moment. Then the teacher just goes, "All right, I'm gonna go out in the hallway for 30 seconds, then I'm gonna come back in and we'll try this again." Walked out, walked back in 30 seconds later like he said, saw that the pipe was no longer in evidence, and class proceeded like normal. Or as close to normal as theater classes ever get. Look man, if you started kicking kids out for smoking weed, there wouldn't be a theater department left. Peeing on a teacher who wouldn't let him go to the bathroom. Thought he was funny and decided to grab the SRO, Student Resource Officers. Our SRO also happened to be part of SWAT. He did this as we all left end-of-day crowded hall. I remember this vividly over 20 years later. This was also post-Columbine by like a month. Kid got slammed into a wall, put in cuffs, arrested and expelled immediately. Walked out of English class to talk to another kid in the hall. The teacher was real lax, so she didn't care he walked out to talk to this guy. Fight breaks out in the hall. Teacher runs out. Other teachers come help break up the fight. One teacher asks the kid that walked out class why they were fighting, and he said, "He stole my weed." Kid who left class was selling, and the kid in the hall tried to walk off without paying. Any other BS excuse would have just got him suspended. Sounds like he freed up a whole bunch of time to expand his business, though. The final straw was when he lit a cigarette in French class and refused to put it out. Smoked it all. He was 13. I see him every now and again, and he's a mess. Just method acting to know French better. Russian exchange student in high school. Chased a squirrel, caught it, it bit him. So he swung it by the tail against a tree. He was expelled for having a detailed map of the school with locations where he wanted to place a list of students he wanted to kill and how he was going to do it. Well, that escalated quickly. Guy grew up doing Muay Thai, boxing, and wrestling. Forgot where he was during a wrestling match and threw a spinning back fist that knocked his opponent clean out. He was completely mortified once he realized what he did. Straight A student, star athlete, and genuinely good guy. The class president even addressed it and organized protests and walkouts until he was reinstated. Even the guy that got knocked out and his parents forgave him and supported us. He did get reinstated but wasn't allowed to wrestle or box anymore. Not sure what the coaches pulled to allow him to play football. He eventually quit football too his senior year and was never really the same. Fuck man, that's actually tragic. Giving a BJ in the staircase with glass walls facing the cafeteria windows. During lunch. He just kept shitting his pants. There was nothing wrong with him, he just kept doing it. Same place, same time, every day. Right after recess, when we lined up to go inside, he just let loose. The fattest and wettest fart shit you'd ever heard, and it would echo through the silent hallway for literally everyone in the grade to hear. At first we thought it was just embarrassing for him, but by the time week 2 came around, we were all convinced he was doing it intentionally. I have no explanation because he was kicked out after like 3 months of consistently doing it. Edit. I nearly forgot he would announce to everyone he shit himself too by saying, and I quote, "Whoops, I pooped myself." This is one of my favorite stories. Setting high school in a rural area. Many years ago, we were seniors. I'm in welding class one day and I overhear a couple kids talking at one of the welding stations, booths with concrete on 3 sides, open top, and a curtain behind you. I hear them talking about welding an object to the metal welding table. Of course, I'm curious, so I peek around the corner and see they are both looking at a spray bottle of pressurized Axe body spray. I immediately realize this will go poorly, being a pressurized and flammable substance. So I butt in and say that's a bad idea. Both these idiots cut me off and tell me to F off. I played football against them and their rival high school, and we never got along super well. So I said whatever F you guys too, and walked across the room where I can see the teacher and their booth, and made myself look busy while watching these clowns. Sure enough, I didn't think they'd actually do it. I see the curtain shut, spark, and boom. Flames shot out the top about 10 feet, and this idiot comes busting out of the booth like a character in a cartoon, hair back up and singed soot all over his face and a big look of shock on his face. Teacher was red-faced and yelled at this moron for a solid 5 minutes and stormed out with both these guys. Last I heard, they were expelled from that school. I will never forget that smell. Axe and burnt hair. I've read through most of this thread, and yours is definitely the closest to a sitcom plot. Thank you for watching the video. If you liked the video, leave a like. And if you'd like to see more like this, consider subscribing. Now, if you'll excuse me, my dog is going to take me for a walk.